Show me the money, Jerry. Show me the money. Do you know which movie that is? That's Jerry Maguire, isn't it? Jerry Maguire. Jerry Maguire, the sports agent. Jerry Maguire is an interesting movie. It's about a guy who is a sports agent. He's trying to think of how to be a sports agent from a more ethical standpoint. And so he decides to completely change how he does business. It seems to be a wrong decision at first, but in the long term, it is the best decision he ever made. That particular scene, show me the money, Jerry. Today, on this particular podcast, I'm going to talk about showing you the money. I'm going to talk about what it means to show the client the money. I'm going to talk about what it means for you to show your client the money. You need to be Jerry Maguire and not Joe Smith, the generalist insurance agent. I want you to be different. I want you to be not just somebody who goes out and gets quotes. I want you to be Jerry Maguire. And in this podcast episode, I'm not only going to tell you how to do that, I'm also going to explain why this could be the absolute best decision you ever make in your insurance career. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, Charles Specht here from the Millionaire Insurance Producer Podcast. Welcome. I'm your host. I'm glad to be here. Glad to talk with you. Glad that you are listening. I am glad that you are in the insurance business. You are a mighty warrior in the insurance business. You are one of the few who are out there grinding away, trying to sell insurance, trying to better the world, trying to protect the world from bankruptcy, from loss, from claims that are going to be detrimental to their lives. I just want to give you some applause. Well done. Good job. Being an insurance agent, one of the best positions a person could ever have as a career. I truly believe that. I feel the insurance industry is one of the best places to have your career. And as an insurance agent, whether you are an agency owner or whether you are a producer doing commercial or employee health benefits, frankly, I feel like being an insurance agent is one of the best positions to be in. Right? Commercial, employee health benefits, personalized, doesn't matter. You are helping people to protect their assets. This is a great thing. But there's a problem. There's the big but here. The big but is, but your prospects might not see you in the same way that Charles sees you. Your prospect might not see you as somebody who is to be taken seriously, as somebody who is to be spoken to have a conversation with, to learn about what it is that you offer. Why? Why is that? Why are your prospects not interested in meeting with you? Why are your prospects not interested in hearing about what it is you have to offer? Why are they just sort of pushing you off to the side? Why are they deleting your voice messages? Why are they deleting your emails? Why are the gatekeepers not pushing you through? Well, I would say that a large portion of this is because we have defined the insurance quoting process to be one particular way when it should probably be done in a completely different way. See, what I want you to do is I want you to completely change and revolutionize the way that you define yourself, brand yourself, that you place yourself before your prospects and explain how the insurance process works. I want you, in other words, to stop being a quoting machine and to become Jerry Maguire. You're not just a generalist insurance agent who throws mud against the wall to see what sticks. That you have to promote yourself, market yourself, brand yourself as a professional. And I want to use this idea of Jerry Maguire, okay? Unfortunately, here's how insurance agents very often will work. They'll call up the prospect. Hey, Bob, this is Charles. I want to talk to you about your insurance. I want to come and meet with you to learn about your company. I want to maybe offer you a couple of quotes and see if maybe we can save you a little bit of money. What do you think, Bob? Would you like to meet? And so that lame script gets sort of pushed off to the side. Nope, not interested. You call up maybe a week later, a month later, you give them the same sort of lame script. And eventually, every once in a while, somebody says, all right, fine, let's go ahead and meet. You meet with them and you're kind of talking to them about insurance. You're talking to them about their company. And then great, at the end of the conversation, you make some copies of some declarations pages from their policies. You get a couple of signatures on a loss run authorization. And you say, Bob, I'm excited to move forward. I'm going to go back to my office. I'm going to gather all this information. I'm going to put my submission together. And then I'm going to send it out to every single insurance company on planet Earth. And we're going to get you the best deal possible, Bob. And then you spend all that time driving back and forth, gathering loss data information, putting together all of your applications and so forth. You blanket it out all to the marketplace, and lo and behold, well, here's what happens. You start receiving declinations. Why? Because you were blocked out, because the incumbent agent went in there and did what an incumbent agent is supposed to do and submitted it to the markets. And so what happens is you have been wasting your time. The insured sees you as a quoting machine, and they want you to offer quotes. That is a losing strategy, because the insured doesn't understand that there's a better way in which to do this. I actually feel that's a broken model. That is a broken system. We need to get that out of the insurance industry altogether. I really feel that. I really, really feel that. It's a broken model. It does not serve the insured. It does not serve the insurance carriers. It does not serve the incumbent agent. It doesn't serve the competing agents. It's a broken model. Because what has to happen then is the insured's thinking, okay, I guess I got to get a quote from Charles. I got to get a quote from John Smith, insurance agent. I got to get a quote from Samantha Jane over here. I got to get a quote from Ricky Bobby over here. And they're just working with different insurance agents to get quotes on their insurance. And, well, whichever one ends up with the better pricing, great. Like I told you, that's a broken model. Unfortunately, that is how we as an insurance industry have taught the insurance buyer, the consumer, to think that that's how they have to do their insurance renewals. And it's not. I want you to change this process. And I feel that if you can be transparent with your prospect, if you can explain to them a better process and how, by the way, you don't just explain the better process, you explain the better process in a way so that the insured can see what's the benefit for them, because that's what they're worried about. That's why they're concerned. That's why they get multiple quotes, because they're concerned about themselves. But if you can start to explain it, if you can give them a very transparent answer that explains, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to go to these particular carriers, and we're going to go ahead and work on the negotiation with the underwriters and get the lowest quote possible. If the insured can see what it is that you're going to do, then maybe they'll just sort of like go all in with you and give you full access to the marketplace. Isn't that what you want? Isn't it? I think that's what you want. Unfortunately, most insurance agents don't do that. Most insurance agents do the first part that I talked about. They just sort of like wing it. They go through the process, throw them against the wall, see what sticks. Jerry Maguire doesn't do that. Why? Because the way that professional sports agents are set up is that let's say I'm a pro baseball player. Okay, let's say I'm a pro baseball player, and I am thinking about getting an agent. I got Jerry Maguire over here. I got Ricky Bobby over here. I got anybody else, right? I'm thinking about choosing one of them. I don't say this. I don't say to each of them. Let's say I've got three of them. I don't say to each of you three, I want you to go to the Dodgers. I want you to go to the Dodgers, and I want you to negotiate on my behalf. And whichever of you gets the best contract from them that I can sign, I will go ahead and I will have you as my agent. And then I also want you to go out maybe to the rest of all of the Major League Baseball teams, and I want you to negotiate on my behalf and see which of them are going to give me the best option. And then whichever of you three comes back with the best options from all the different teams that are out there, I'll choose you. They don't do that. Why? Because what they have to do is they have to pick one agent, and that agent goes to each of the teams and negotiates like a professional, like a beast, like someone who is not going to just roll over and give up, but they go to bat for their client. That professional baseball player has put all of their eggs in the basket of Jerry Maguire. And Jerry, you better show up. That's what you need to be, by the way. Absolutely, that's what you need to be. You need to be Jerry Maguire. You need to be somebody that goes to your prospect and says, look, here's how I work. What I do is I have a systematic strategy that I have put into place with the carriers that are out there writing your business. There are really only about 5 carriers in the entire state who are writing the type of business that you are, that are even like really competitive. 5 of them that are there. I represent these 5. What I want to do is I want to go out and put together the absolute best submission that can be put together by any agent on planet Earth. I am going to highlight all of the positives, and I will be able to define and describe any of the negatives and be able to talk those down so that the underwriter feels comfortable with your risk. To the point, even not only are they just going to offer a quote, but they are going to flat out compete for your account. They are going to throw every single credit possible, remove every single debit, increase the limits, better terms and conditions because of the way I will represent you to the marketplace. And then I'm going to begin to negotiate with each of these underwriters. I'm going to begin to get them competing for your business. I'm going to get them to start driving down the cost to quote, potentially even re-quote, to even get closer to the final number that we want, the lowest price possible for the absolute best product available in the marketplace. And then when I'm doing all of that negotiation, we come up with a final, I'm going to bring those quotes to you so that you can make a decision on what is best for your company going forward. What I do is I don't just offer quotes. Quotes hurt you. Just the quoting process hurts you. What I will do on your behalf, Mr. Prospect, is go to the marketplace, negotiate, represent you into the marketplace with a Ferrari of submissions, and then I will place your insurance with the absolute best winning insurance carrier. We will place your coverage. We don't just gather quotes. Quotes are what the underwriters do. They're the ones who have the pen. They're the ones who actually dictate pricing and terms. Me, as your agent, I'm the one there who is negotiating and battling on your behalf. I'm out there in the trenches, and I am mandating, dictating, requiring that the underwriters sharpen their pencils as much as possible. And then I bring you the final product, which is the lowest pricing available in the entire marketplace. And then based upon what works best for you, we then place the coverage on your behalf. So, all of you loyal listeners to the Millionaire Insurance Producer Podcast, thank you so much. That's what you need to be. You need to be Jerry Maguire. You need to be Jerry. Show me the money. That's what your prospects want. They want you to show them the money. And by that, they mean show me less pricing. I want to see lower insurance premiums across the board. Show me the money. You need to represent yourself, maybe not like Jerry Maguire, but you need to represent yourself like a professional sports agent, where you have a client and then you go to bat in the entire marketplace on their behalf. That's what you need to do in order to build yourself a $1 million or more book of business. That's what you need to do. You, my friends, are Jerry Maguire. We say, Charles, sounds great. Sounds awesome. Would love to be Jerry Maguire. Would love to have all of my prospects look at me like that. How can I possibly get there, though? Well, I'm so glad you asked, because I do have a couple things that I think you might be able to do in order to help you position yourself better, like the Jerry Maguire of the insurance business, before your prospects. First and foremost, you need to have a complete mindset shift in your head that you do not quote anymore. You need to have a mindset shift, a change in your entire thought process about what kind of an insurance agent are you. Are you Geico? Geico's happy to throw as many quotes against the wall to see what sticks. Are you Geico? Or are you Jerry Maguire? Which one are you? You just need to first have a complete shift in your thought process that you do not offer quotes to non-clients. There's nothing wrong with gathering quotes. We just don't do that process for someone who doesn't know, like, and trust us yet, who hasn't given us the signed broker of record letter, who hasn't awarded us the ability to represent them exclusively in the marketplace. We can talk to them. We can show them value. We can uncover problems. We can present to them our time and services. We can do all of that. But I don't want you to work for free. Why would you do that? Save yourself all the time. Save yourself all the time that you would have wasted driving around, gathering loss runs, putting together applications. Some of you even have to type it all and put it into your database, your system, figure out which carriers you're going to go to, burn your relationships with all of your underwriters, and work on getting quotes, and then offering your quotes. You might even be less expensive and then still not get the business. Why? Because you got rolled. Why? Because you're not Jerry Maguire. Why? Because you did what a homeless person could do. Homeless people, I can give them an insurance license and they can do the same stuff. That's not too hard to do. That's not a professional. That's not a professional. Save yourself all of that time, all of that pain, all of that anxiety, and just don't quote for non-clients. I'm going to tell you this. If you listened to that advice, I might be giving you back months, if not years, of your life back. Ask an insurance agent who's been maybe an insurance producer for 30, 40 years. Ask them, approximately, what do you think was your quote to bind ratio over the course of your career? Okay. Let's just say, they said, you know what? I'm going to go with 40%. I quote and we won 40% of the time. Great. Now think about this. That means that 60% of all the time that they spent in their life going after new business, all of that was an absolute waste. A waste of 60% of their business life. Wow. Why? Because they worked for free. You don't work for free. You don't work for free. You don't work for non-clients. When, however, a prospect decides you are the one who's going to represent them, you are my Jerry Maguire, I want you to go out to the marketplace. Great. Even though I haven't bound a policy yet, if the prospect is giving that to me, then I am going to do everything I possibly can because I have a signed broker of record letter. I have the ability to represent them in the marketplace. I know that 99.999999% I am going to end up with a client who has bound coverage. I'm going to win. And so in that instance, yep, I'm going to go to the marketplace. I'm going to uncover every single rock. I'm going to go and talk to every single underwriter that is a player. And I am going to do everything I can to negotiate like a beast, like an animal, like a professional in order to drive down the pricing for my client. Why? Because they are my client. I am not going to do all of that, spend all of that time driving, gathering loss runs, doing data entry. We're ruining my relationship and my agency's relationship with the marketplace. Doing all of that for people who don't even trust me, who aren't my clients. I'll ask you, agency owners, how much compensation have you been paying your producers, your sales team, and how much have you been paying your marketing department and your account managers to do all of that work and not win? How many tens of thousands of dollars, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars you waste every single year because you have your personnel, your people doing all of this work for business owners who are not your clients, who don't end up doing business with you. Please stop. Stop that nonsense right now. Please be Jerry Maguire and stop being Joe Quotes. Don't be that guy. Jerry Maguire is who you want to be. Jerry Maguire places the insurance. Jerry Maguire has already received the yes from their client, the insured or the professional baseball player in this example. They already have the client. Now they go and do the work. That's what you need to be. So what you have to do is first you have to have that mindset shift in your head. We don't offer quotes to non-clients. clients. If I was an agency leader, I would dictate this. We do not, listen to me, none of my producers will ever offer quotes on accounts that we are not the current client unless I review it and then I give you the authorization to do it. And really then it's only going to be based upon size and opportunity here. But I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to have my account managers frustrated, pulling their hair out. I'm not going to have my marketing department wasting time going out to quotes. I'm not going to have my underwriters upset with me because they offered quotes and we didn't win. I'm just not going to do that. I am not going to put my agency in a difficult position because I'm just doing all of this work for free. That doesn't make any sense. Mindset shift. We don't offer quotes to non-clients. But when we have a client who signs over their insurance renewal process to us, wow, we go and negotiate on your behalf. That's the first part. That is the first part, mindset. The second part is that you have to be very strategic about this. You have to figure out what is your messaging to your prospect. It's hard. I'm not saying it's easy. It's hard. You also need to have this sort of written out. You need to spend some time brainstorming on what is your process, what is your strategy, putting together your timeline of services, trying to figure out what sort of micro niche you're going after, understanding the pain points that they have, pulling them out of the insured, helping them to also then see the pain points really go back to the insurance agent who is not simply doing what they're supposed to be doing, not offering the services that are needed and so forth, and then having that deliberate ask for the business. You got to ask for what you want. If you don't ask, they're not going to say, hey, by the way, would you like to be my insurance agent to represent me all to the marketplace? You got to be able to have a strategic process with a legitimate ask. So you got to actually spend some time on creating that. You need to create that process. Create your strategy. Okay? I think this is the step 2. Create your strategy. The third part then is you got to really figure out how to present that strategy to the insured in such a way that they see, listen to me, I don't know, you might have lost me there for a second, so I want you to come back. You need to present your strategy to your prospect in a way that the insured sees the intended outcome they will receive. You need to be able to help them to see the monetary benefit, or how much time they're going to save, or how much peace of mind they will have in the process. And frankly, if you can add all 3 of those in to your presentation to the insured, they're going to be, I think, a lot more excited about going forward with you, because insurance buyers want 3 things. They want to save money, they want to save time, and they want peace of mind. Those are the 3 things. And so if you can help the insured, your prospect, see that your strategic process actually saves them a lot of money. It lowers their overall cost. It actually then also saves them a lot of time. They don't have to spend time wasting meeting with insurance agents and doing all of that. You're going to handle everything from start to finish. And 3, they will have peace of mind knowing that your process will ensure them the best result, and that at the end they will know that they are paying the least amount possible for the greatest policy they could have received. Help your prospect to see that, and you need to practice it. You need to really kind of go through it. I would say videotape yourself even as you're thinking about how you might present this. But you need to present your strategy in such a way, please listen, present your strategy in such a way not to show yourself as the pro, but present your strategy in such a way that the insured sees the benefit for them. They're in it for them. They're not going to just choose you and put all their eggs in one basket because they like you. They will put their eggs in the basket of you because you've got a better approach, process, final outcome that they can understand. That's what you need to do. Those 3 things. I feel if you could do those 3 things, you can simply just spend time prospecting, setting appointments, meeting with these prospects, and doing these things I just talked about, uncovering the pains, uncovering all the problems, presenting your timeline of services, put a lining in the sand saying we don't waste our time offering quotes. We know how this works. We provide these services, and we do it for all of our clients. Ask for the business going forward. If somebody just says no, maybe this is not your year. It's okay. Move on to the next one. Don't waste your time, because you're probably going to spend anywhere from about 7 to 15 hours working on that account going forward, you and your team. A lot of time. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just listen to me. Don't do it. Do not do it. Continue to prospect, set appointments, and if nothing else, you will win a lot of low-hanging fruit. You can probably win anywhere from 12 to 35 clients in a year if you just do that process without ever having to offer quotes for non-clients. You don't have to offer quotes for non-clients. You don't have to do that. Why? Because you are Jerry Maguire. That's what you need to be. And when you do that, you're going to be really happy with yourself. You're really going to be happy. You're going to be so much happier being an insurance agent. You're not going to be frustrated as much. You are going to be really happy from the standpoint that you're making a lot more money. You have loyal clients who understand your value. You're able to clearly define and articulate the difference that you offer compared to the rest of the insurance marketplace. You're going to have the insured to see how you are the obvious choice of which agent to use going forward. It is a beautiful thing if you can really help your client to see how you are Jerry Maguire and they need to be working with you in order to go to the marketplace, rather than doing this sort of antiquated old system that's based on a generalist insurance agency mindset of just throwing mud against the wall to see what sticks. Be Jerry Maguire, and you're going to be so much happier. My name is Charles Specht. I'm the president and CEO of Permission Network, where I teach and train insurance agents how to build a $1 million or more book of business. This is the Millionaire Insurance Producer Podcast.